Alright guys, welcome back to our state test review. Let's get into the first question. It says, which table shows a proportional relationship between the number of calories and the number of cheese slices? As a reminder, in order for a table to be proportional, each ratio in the table has to have the same unit rate. So we need to divide y values by x values to get the unit rate. Let's just make a notation here. So let's start with multiple choice A. 226 divided by 2 is 113. 452 divided by 4 is 113. 678 divided by 5, that is 135.6. So because this ratio has a different unit rate, this table is not proportional. Let's try C. 106 divided by 1 is just 106. 212 divided by 2 is 106. 318 divided by 3 is 106. And 424 divided by 4 is also 106. So because each ratio has the same unit rate, the table is proportional. Let's go to the next question. At an event, each person can choose one main course and one dessert for a meal. The main course choices are chicken and shrimp or fish. The choices for dessert are pudding or brownie. Which tree diagram represent all the different meal combinations being offered at the event? Okay, so we need to remind ourselves of the options for the main course and desserts. For the main course, there are 3 options: chicken, steak, or fish. So I'm looking for an answer choice that has all 3 options. When we look at A, we only have 2 options, chicken and steak. So this is not the right answer. B, C, and D all have the 3 options, chicken, steak, and fish. The next thing that we need to do is look for the dessert options. And there are only 2 dessert options, pudding or brownie. And that's what we're looking for in our multiple choice responses. So when we look here, we have pudding, brownie, pudding, brownie, pudding, brownie. This is the answer. When you take a look at the other answer choices, for example, C, there are 2 pudding options. Well, we don't need to write it twice, so we know that this is not the answer. When we look at D, there are 4 different dessert options. We have pudding, brownie, I'm assuming this is steak, S for steak, and F for fish. These are not dessert options. D is not the answer. Let's go to the next question. The table below shows the proportional relationship between the number of concert tickets purchased T and the total cost C of the tickets. Which equation represents the relationship between T and C? Just like question 2, we need to make sure that this table is proportional. So let's calculate it. Remember, we take our y values and divide it by our x values. And that will give us our unit rate. So now we have 81 divided by 3, that's 27. 135 divided by 5, that's 27. And then 270 divided by 10, that's 27. And so it is clear that this table is proportional because it has a unit rate of 27. Now, when we're talking about an equation, our equation has this format: y equals mx. This may be confusing, but I'm going to explain what the variables mean. The y represents the y values. The m represents our unit rate. And x represents any x values. And so for this problem, our unit rate is 27. So I'm just going to replace m with 27. And now I have y and x here, but we can easily switch them out for the variables that the problem gave us. So our y values are considered c, and our x values are considered t. So this is the equation that shows a proportional relationship between the number of concert tickets and the total cost. And so that equation matches A. Let's go on to the next question. I'll see you in my next video.